From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. Prime Minister Mark Carney has received a standing ovation at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Carney says the last year has shown the world is moving toward a system of economic coercion, with great powers pursuing their own interests above all else.
Great powers can afford for now to go it alone. They have the market size, the military capacity, and the leverage to dictate terms. Middle powers do not. But when we only negotiate bilaterally with a hegemon, we negotiate from weakness.
Carney's speech also included Canada's support for the principle of sovereignty and that Greenland's territorial integrity must be upheld. A BC father says his family is shattered by his daughter's death on an island beach in Australia. 19-year-old Piper James was found dead this week. Post-mortem examination results to determine her cause of death are expected by tomorrow. Federal Agriculture Minister Heath MacDonald says China is accepting its first shipments of Canadian canola seed and beef since this week's tariff deal. MacDonald says a Chinese importer has ordered 60,000 metric tons of canola seed, and he's aware of a company shipping its first load of Canadian beef to China next week.
This new collaboration between our countries creates prosperity and opportunities for our farmers, producers, and working across ag sectors.
China lifted its ban on Canadian beef imports after Ottawa and Beijing struck a deal this week, reducing tariffs on Canadian canola and Chinese electric vehicles. Lawyers for Ottawa and several provinces have asked the Supreme Court to uphold a law that allows random traffic stops by the police. The Supreme Court has spent a second day hearing arguments about whether the random stops are constitutional without reasonable suspicion of an offense. Quebec Superior Court declared the law inoperative in 2022 on the grounds it led to racial profiling. The Insurance Bureau of Canada says insured damages caused by severe weather last year topped $2.4 billion.
The Insurance Bureau says the March ice storm in Ontario and Quebec topped the list of most expensive weather events in 2025, followed by May wildfires in Manitoba and Saskatchewan and storms across the prairies in August. The Bureau's CEO, Celeste Powers, says annual costs related to severe weather surpassing $1 billion have become the norm compared with 2 decades ago, when insured losses seldom crossed the $500 million per year level. She says the shift means the country needs to rethink how it builds, plans, and restores communities. Michelle Zedekian, The Canadian Press.
A new study by the American Academy of Pediatrics says setting limits on screen time for children is not enough. One expert says parents paying attention to what their kids are watching is much more beneficial. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Edmonton Oilers look to continue their recent strong play as they host New Jersey tonight. The Oilers have won their last 2 games by a combined score of 11-0, and they currently sit in second place in the NHL's Pacific Division. Also tonight, the Montreal Canadiens host Minnesota. Ottawa is at Columbus, while Winnipeg hosts St. Louis. In NBA action, the Toronto Raptors are in San Francisco tonight facing the Golden State Warriors. Canada has unveiled its hockey team for the Paralympic Games in Italy. Greg Westlake came out of retirement and says getting named to the team again means a lot.
Today is just an incredible celebration. It's a celebration for all these guys in the team, and for me it's my 6th games. For some guys it's their first.
The 39-year-old Westlake was a member of the last Canadian para-hockey team to win Paralympic gold 20 years ago in Turin, Italy. Canada earned silver at the last 2 Paralympic Games. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.